Hey, sleep warriors! I spent most of Christmas this year with, you guessed it, COVID. It was my first time to get it, and it hit me pretty hard. I'm still getting over it. So for today's Sleep Byte, I wanted to dive into COVID's effects on sleep and sleep apnea to help myself feel better and to hopefully help some of you. Being sick with COVID can have several effects on sleep and can also impact sleep apnea in various ways. First, I'll start with COVID's effects on sleep in general. COVID causes increased fatigue and tiredness, let me tell you. So many people with acute COVID report feeling more tired than usual, and this can lead to increased sleepiness during the day, but may paradoxically make it harder to sleep at night due to disrupted sleep patterns. Secondly, COVID can increase stress and anxiety. The stress and anxiety associated with being ill, especially with a virus with the stigma of COVID, can lead to difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep. COVID also disrupts sleep patterns. Illness often leads to spending more time in bed, napping during the day, or having other irregular sleep schedules. This can disrupt the body's natural circadian rhythm, leading to poor sleep quality. Lastly, there are the physical symptoms. Fever, coughing, and difficulty breathing can make it uncomfortable to sleep, leading to frequent awakenings or difficulty falling back to sleep if you do waken. So if you have sleep apnea, COVID can have additional implications. So COVID primarily affects the respiratory system, and symptoms like congestion, coughing, and difficulty breathing can exacerbate sleep apnea. For those with OSA, these symptoms can lead to more frequent apneas, or breathing pauses, or hypopneas, which is just shallow breathing. So this is due to increased inflammation and swelling in the airway. And this is particularly concerning because untreated OSA can lead to lower oxygen levels during sleep, and COVID can exacerbate this problem. So for those already using CPAP machines for sleep apnea, it's important to continue using them if you contract COVID, unless advised otherwise by your healthcare professional. However, you should be mindful of the potential for spreading the virus to others in the household, as the machine can aerosolize the virus particles. So persistent problems after the acute phase of COVID, often referred to as long COVID, can also impact sleep patterns and potentially exacerbate sleep apnea. Persistent fatigue is a common symptom during this phase. So here are my recommendations for managing sleep and sleep apnea during a COVID infection. Number 1, maintain sleep hygiene. This means sticking to a regular sleep schedule, ensuring a comfortable sleep environment, and avoiding excessive napping during the day. Number 2, consult your healthcare provider. Individuals with sleep apnea should consult with their healthcare providers about any adjustments needed in their treatment during COVID infection. Number 3, mindful CPAP use. So CPAP users should be particularly careful about hygiene and consider isolating themselves from other household members to prevent virus spread. And number 4, closely monitor your symptoms. If your respiratory symptoms worsen, it's important to seek medical advice, as adjustments in sleep apnea management might be necessary. So understanding how acute COVID affects sleep and sleep apnea is crucial for managing these conditions effectively. So thanks for being here with me. I will see you next week.